I mean, I guess you've experienced failure throughout, the stages of your career. If I remember correctly, I mean, you you just mentioned that you did your PhD, then the next step was a postdoc. What happens after that?
So this is where it gets interesting because I'm nearing the end of my postdoc, and the pressing question is, well, what's next?
Hmm.
So just to make things more interesting, we decided to buy our first home as I was doing my postdoc, because living in an apartment, spacious as it was, I was on an upper floor, kids are growing, they're running around, and we were very mindful of our landlords. We didn't want to be, causing any disturbance. When you have young kids, this is normal. So we thought, well, let's move into a house. So now we have a mortgage, which was significantly more than our rent. We have two young kids, which we have to think about their future, their education, and I'm finishing up my postdoc, which really, if you think about it, is soft money, because once you're done, there's no more income that's coming, right? What do you do? And again, the sort of the same question comes up: do I go back to industry, or do I stay in academia? And this is where you sort of have to make the choice. There are a lot of factors that come into play. Okay, I have a family, I have a mortgage. What do I do? I need to be able to contribute, right? I can't put all the pressure on my wife, and we want to be able to, like many parents, give everything we can for our children. So, what would be the best option here? So I was really keeping a very much an open mindset as to if I go to industry or if I continue in academia. I knew what my heart wanted, right?
Yeah.
But academic jobs are not necessarily easy to get, right? And you'd send out applications, and sometimes you hear from them saying that you've received. Sometimes you would even get a confirmation email. And then you hope to be called to the dance, where you basically go for an academic interview, or if you go for an interview in industry. So yeah, the decision, as much as I wanted to obviously be in academia, the decision wasn't going to just be simply based on what I desired. There were other factors that could have influenced my decision. Now, looking back, this is all moot, because I did get a position in academia at Concordia. However, it wasn't, I guess, that easy at the time. And there were a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of very animated discussions as to what our future could look like. Would we stay in Montreal? Would we stay in Canada? Would we stay in North America? Where would we go, should an interesting opportunity come up?
Interesting. So it wasn't set in stone. Like it wasn't just I'm going to Concordia and that's it.
You can think all you want. One, there has to be an academic position open. Two, you have to be suitable for that academic position. Three, you have to make the short list. Four, you have to pass the pre-interviews. And then five, you have to sort of outperform and outdo everybody, from that were shortlisted for that academic interview, and get the position. So if you really think about it, it's very the odds are not necessarily always very high in your favor.
So I guess there's a bit of luck in there too, isn't there?
I think there's a bit of luck with everything we do in life, and I don't like to. It's kind of almost, as a scientist, you really shouldn't think things should be rooted in luck, but there's always going to be some sort of luck that's involved. You could, a simple experiment that you can do. Sometimes you could just, for whatever reason, there could be a power surge, or hot plate turned off overnight, or something like that, right? And just bad luck. Things happen, But in this case, there was quite a few things that had to line up for me to be able to get to where I am today. I'm very fortunate for it. I always joke and say I won my lottery, so I'm happy.
Oh, that warms my heart to hear that every time, because this part of your life is super important. It's not just a 9 to 5 job and then you go home and then that's when your life begins. Your life is this as well. So it's
Yeah,
important to really love what you do.
absolutely.